How you doing, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show, where I talk about life, I talk about liberty, and I talk about the pursuit of happiness, and I show you, the audience, and the world, that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you're located. Just remember that this is the day that the Lord has made. You should rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm wearing my UL Lafayette Raging Cajun colors. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a big bowl game, but the RNL New Orleans Bowl is this weekend. Is sitting at 1:15. The time slot is 1:15 Central. And my Cajuns, my Raging Cajuns of our local university, is participating in the RNL New Orleans Bowl. I was about to say Super Bowl. I don't know why I was about to say Super Bowl, but yes, I'm wearing my red and my white. I just hope I'm not trying to burn it on Saturday night. I got a Christmas party anyway, so I don't know if I'll probably be wearing an ugly sweater, because we're doing a Christmas party for the youth, and we have an ugly sweater competition. But I'm just thinking about something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm waiting. I wonder if the sweaters get offended if we call them ugly. Think about it. Everybody gets offended. And like, Isaac, that's just a sweater. That's silly. So it's saying that a man can turn into a woman and a woman can turn into a man. That's just, it's crazy. But I'm waiting for somebody to come on and say, sweaters have feelings. You can't call them ugly. Now I can hear. So I'm just thinking about that. Sometimes it ain't the sweater. I'm just maybe I don't know. And then they might say I don't know. I'm going off the deep end. If you listen to this show on a regular basis, I know like people that listen to this 2-3 days later, they're gonna be like, oh, Isaac, you're not late. I watch you all the time. No, so if you're part of the regular Thursday people, you notice this episode is coming out late, and I had something come up, and hopefully that gets all fixed at the beginning of the year. We're thinking about doing some other stuff. We will have one major announcement coming up, and not today, but we will be taking 2 weeks off though at the end of the year for Christmas and for New Year's. We will be taking the week off, celebrating the holidays with our families. That's one thing I'm a strong believer on, is celebrating the holidays with the family. So we're going to be doing that. Look, want to give a thanks to Smith Truck and Equipment Sales for their generous support of sponsoring this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. If you are in the neighborhood of, Lafayette, Louisiana, or you're abroad and you're a trucking company that needs a good truck, go ahead and look them up, Truck Smith and Equipment Sales. Their link is in the description. Also, you will hear some more about them later on. Also, want to go ahead and give a shout out to Give-A-Derm and HairClub for their affiliate program that they graciously access. And I know I said that wrong. Starting to sound like Daffy Duck, but they graciously let us be part of their affiliate program. So thank you guys for your partnership with us. We appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you. The subject that I chose to start off is really a hot button topic for me, because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so tired of the left getting slaps on the wrist and everything thrown at a conservative except the kitchen sink. What am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Well, this week, Hunter Biden was scheduled to be part of a deposition. It wasn't a invite. It wasn't, hey, Hunter, do you want to come and give us your side? We would love to have you. It wasn't that. It was, you get a subpoena. You're scheduled on this date, and you're going to go in front of this committee and explain what's going on. Now, this committee, the Ways and Means Committee, the Judicial Committee, and I can't think of the other committee, I think it's the Ethics Committee in Congress. This is tied to the Joe Biden impeachment inquiry, which was made official, by the way, the same day that Hunter Biden pulled this stunt. Now, the media and the left every time Hunter Biden's name's mentioned, it's Joe Biden didn't do nothing. Even Hunter Biden, in his statement in Washington, D.C., said, they're coming after me. They're coming after me. It's all about me. The Republicans don't give a hoot about Hunter Biden. Now, if this was David Weiss and the special counsel looking into him for taxes and for gun crimes, it's about Hunter. But this particular meeting was not about Hunter. The Republican Party they weren't going after Hunter Biden. They wanted to get they wanted to question Hunter Biden and get his answers on his ties to his daddy when his daddy was the vice president and how he helped him out in his foreign business deals. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Hunter Biden was subpoenaed by this committee. Hunter Biden asks, look, can I get an open hearing? And the Republicans told him no. Now, the left and the media spun with that. They were saying, well, they don't want the American people to hear. We want Hunter to be safe. But the committee said, look, he can have an open hearing, not before this deposition. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but before anybody goes to trial, there's always depositions. Because the lawyers and the people that are involved could get a sense of what they're going to ask during the trial. And there's no media, there is no personnel, only the lawyers are involved in the deposition. But Hunter Biden, being a boo-hoo face, didn't tell the committee he wasn't going. They threatened him that he wouldn't go. Hunter Biden, wherever he was located, it could have been on the Mars or it could have been in his dad's condo in Delaware, where they have an open door for all the top secret documents that were in the garage. We don't know, but he took the time to get into a plane, land the plane, get into a limousine, and go to the Capitol, where he announced he was going to have a press conference saying he was not going to go. Now, Hunter Biden made some statements like, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I'm here. They could talk to me. Yeah, you're there. Go to the committee hearing. But he did not go to the committee hearing. And he just made a whole speech about how he was the victim here, and how that the Republicans are going after him because they want to go after his daddy. And ladies and gentlemen, okay, I'm going to say a couple of things right here from his speech, where he made the comment that they're coming after me to go after my daddy. And you had Eric Stallwell in the back. Yes, yes, yes. Giving the head nod. Yes, 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 you did. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, my first point. Excuse me. And I'm going to do a long dramatic pause for you. What the heck has the Democrats been doing for the last 5 years? Ladies and gentlemen, they're going after Donald Trump. And to go after Donald Trump, they're going after Ivanka. They're going after Don Jr. They're going after Eric Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how many years the Trump children have been targeted because of their father? And you have this spoiled brat going behind a microphone and saying, they should stop. They should stop. They're coming after me because they want to get after my daddy. And you have there, like I said, you have the dummies, Democrats, sitting in the back, Aaron Stallwell. Yes, they shouldn't go after children. When Eric Stallwell was one of the dumb baboons, Democrat baboons, that went ahead and targeted Eric Trump, Don Jr., and Ivanka Trump. Oh, they should come after me. It's politics. Look, I don't agree with it either. If I was running for public office, I would hope my opponent would not come after my children. I know me, if I was running, I would not go after my opponent's children. That's a conviction I have. But it's in the world of politics where you got baboons running Washington, D.C., and they don't care who they hurt as long as they stay in power. But for this I hate to call him this, but this man, let's call Hunter Biden what he is, a useful baboon. You got this useful baboon sitting on the stage, and he's they're coming after me, crying like a big baby. All they want is my dad. Look, and I've said it already. This is political. This is points for the Republican to gain the House and the Senate and possibly the presidency in 2024. Like I said, are there some Democrats Republicans that really want to get to the bottom of this? Yes. And look, it's made official. I was planning on doing a segment on this until this stuff happened. Joe Biden is official now. He's in an impeachment inquiry. But you have the Democrats. There's nothing. That I can't think of his name right now, and I don't want to. Raskin, Jamie Raskin, the rat. Jamie Raskin, the rat. I've seen all the papers. It's just proven Joe Biden didn't do nothing. That's his new nickname, the rat. Jamie Raskin, the rat. But ladies and gentlemen, Hunter Biden, they coming after me. They've been after Donald Trump and his children for years. You see Don Jr. when he comes here, they come after me, but we're going to come back stronger. Don Jr. being a man and saying, look, I will take the punches, but I'm going to throw one right back at you. Not Hunter Biden, not the baboon. Must have been smoking a joint in the vehicle, didn't know what he was saying. Look, I don't want to call. Look. Forgive me if you like me, I did his name calling. No, I'm just stating out the facts. This dude was acting like a crybaby Biden. That's all he was. Giving this speech, said him and his father didn't do nothing wrong, which evidence points otherwise. He attacked the MAGA Republicans and then says he wasn't going to this deposition. Now, he learned something from his father. I will say this. Hunter Biden learned how to not answer questions because this was supposed to be a press conference where people can ask him questions. And what did this do? What did this crybaby Biden do? Well, crybaby Biden went into his limo and went back on his plane and went back to wherever he was located. And look, they talk about saving the planet. What's more of a waste of energy going to a place he couldn't just pick up a phone call and have a press conference from wherever he was at? Who knows? Maybe he was trying to hide some other top secret documents that Biden had in a garage somewhere. We don't know. Now, fact checkers don't get your calzones in a bunch. I don't know. That was a joke. That was a joke. Now, since he didn't show up, he is going to be. They're starting contempt processes, where since he did not show up to talk to these Congress people, he's going to be held in contempt. Will it go through? Probably not. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the guy that's going to be looking over this stuff is a Biden appointee. And it should go through. He defied a subpoena. Now, I can't wait to hear the investigation on this, but I can 9 out of 10, I can tell you. This is what's going to happen. That guy's going to look at it and say, it was Hunter Biden? No, we're not going to prosecute him. And the excuse is going to be, well, they don't want the American people to hear what he has to say. And ladies and gentlemen, if that happens, it has not happened, but if it does happen, which I believe it will, I'm going to call foul again. Why? Because don't you remember someone named Steve Bannon? What about Peter Navarro? Do you remember them guys? I'm going to refresh your memory because they were in contempt of Congress, got prosecuted, and went to jail. Do you know what's the big difference? There's many differences, but you know what's the big difference between those two and Hunter Biden? They were Trump allies. Yes, Trump allies that said they had immunity. They didn't need to go in front of Congress because they worked for the president of the United States. The Democrat leadership said we're gonna throw the book at him. This guy that's appointed by Joe Biden said, yes, throw the book at him. They need to be examples that you do not defy Congress. And they were put in jail and they had to pay a heavy fine for not showing up to Congress. Will that happen to Joe Biden? It's possible, but it's very slim possibilities. Also, let's go. Hunter Biden was talking about how they coming after me because of my daddy. They coming after me because of my daddy. Crybaby Hunter Biden. He coming after me because of my daddy. My daddy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. He was crying on that stage. What about Don Jr.? I mentioned Don Jr. earlier when they attacked him, but do you know Don Jr. had to go in front of a committee twice behind closed doors, and the Democrats were there accusing the Republicans, they're gonna falsify what he said. They're gonna at least the Republicans were gonna release the transcript where they couldn't lie. You had the Democrats. He shouldn't be behind closed doors. This is wrong. You don't want the American people. Were the same Democrats that said that on Wednesday. Don Jr. You need to go behind closed doors. Don Jr. Weren't they going after Don Jr. because of his daddy? And look, this got me upset. I know Hunter Biden lies. Crybaby Biden lies. I know that the Democrats lie. That's normal, okay? I get upset, but I'm not blood bawling. But when you have this crybaby behind a microphone, and he starts saying, they have to become my daddy. We didn't do that wrong. We took thousands and thousands of dollars. Yes, they only hired me because my name was Biden. And you have the media and you have the Democrats. Oh, poor baby. Look at, he's so, oh my God. I can't, man. You gotta leave him. Republicans, leave him alone. But when this happened to Trump allies and to the Trump children, they were fit to be tied. Prosecute. Get them out of here. Them traitors, Trumpsters. Why isn't, and look, I know why it is. It is because it's a tutorial justice system. It's a tutorial media system. Ladies and gentlemen, if this don't get you not to vote for Joe Biden, I don't know what would. You should not vote for Joe Biden. This should get you not to vote for Joe Biden. I hope I said it right earlier. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you could see how the media is treating Hunter Biden. He's like that bully that does something wrong, or that child that does something wrong, and when the other parents like, you better not do that, they run to their parents, and the parents like, why are you trying to hurt my children? He runs to the Democrats' arms, and he's asking for protection. And look, I like how Jim Jordan said, because his name's Biden, we don't treat him any different. And look, I agree. Look, if the Trump children did something wrong, and I've already said this before, if Donald Trump did something wrong, they should not get no special treatment. But ladies and gentlemen, when you have these people doing this, when you have these people doing this, it is showing the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. And ladies and gentlemen, it is sickening to my stomach that we have a media and we have a political party, instead of calling balls and strikes, or calling balls for the home team so they can win, and calling strikes against the away team so they can lose. It makes me sick. But it should not make me sick. It should not surprise you, the audience, because y'all know, if you listen to the show long enough, the Democrat Party will protect their home by hook or crook. It don't matter. And Biden, and look, it is clear. I believe it's clear. I have not seen all the evidence, and I probably will never see all the evidence because I'm not a congressperson on the Ways and Means Committee. But for the rat Jamie Raskin to come out and say Oh, we don't hear nothing. You never notice his face. It looked like he got a sour gumdrop in his mouth all the time. I don't see nothing. No, nothing. That's true. Well, why don't you show the evidence to the American people like James Comer did? Show us your evidence that shows that Biden is innocent. But no, rather protect Joe Biden and ruin our country and his son, all because of power and greed. It's sad, folks. It's sad, and it should not happen in America. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'll be right back in a few moments, so please stay tuned. How you doing, everyone? Isaac Hayes here. I'm here to talk to you about Smith Truck and Equipment Sales. I've been part of the trucking industry for a few years now, and I know the importance of finding a company that won't just sell you a truck or piece of equipment, but will take the time to know you and help you through the process and checking in on you after the sale. That's why we are proud to announce our partnership with Smith Truck and Equipment Sales. Smith Truck and Equipment Sales is a family-owned and operated pre-owned truck and trailer dealership in Lafayette, Louisiana, who have been serving Acadiana for over 40 years. They offer full service, parts and accessories, and financing. They also buy used trucks of all makes and models. You can visit Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5 at their location at 3010 Northeast Evangeline Thruway, or visit their website, SmithTruckSales.com. You can also give them a call at 337-234-0557 and let their friendly and experienced staff take care of all your truck and trailer needs. Smith Truck and Equipment Sales. Tell them the Cajun Conservative sent you.
Cleansed and made us whole. Not one hoof, not one soul.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. So Joe Biden is in an impeachment inquiry. This is not an impeachment. It is just an inquiry. It probably isn't going to happen, but there is a possibility the Republicans can look at all this stuff with the impeachment inquiry and say, you know, there ain't nothing there. We're going to end the inquiry. Biden, you're good to go. There is a possibility of that. I doubt it does happen. I think it will come up to an impeachment vote. What's one of the reasons why they did this impeachment inquiry is basically because what Hunter Biden did yesterday. Because one of the excuses that the Hunter Biden lawyers are saying, well, it ain't an impeachment. You don't have an official impeachment inquiry. We don't have to go ahead and show up. Now, they should continue the contempt of Congress because it was a legal subpoena. But what's Hunter Biden's excuse now? Think about it, okay? What's Hunter Biden's excuse now? Yeah, I can't go. It's not an impeachment inquiry. Now it is. It's a form of vote. 217, 218 to 214, I think it was. Well, all the Republicans did it. So whatever the numbers add up, I don't have the numbers in front of me. Now, what's funny is, going back to the hypocrisy of the left, it's funny how every Democrat that was against this impeachment inquiry went find a microphone. And you know what the first words out of their mouth was? This impeachment is political. The only reason they're doing this is to stop Joe Biden. The only reason they're doing this is for they can win in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, not one, but twice, not once, but twice, was impeached. And there's even records. One Democrat, I believe from Texas, a representative, said if you do not impeach Joe Biden, he would win re-election. And that individual, Democrat, is right every so often, was correct. You know what took out Donald Trump from being president of the United States? It wasn't his policies. It wasn't his presidency altogether. It wasn't his bad record. It was a pandemic. That now we know more now about what half of the Democrats were telling us was not true. And they stretched out the information, the false information that was pushed. And it made Donald Trump look bad. And one thing led to another. Donald Trump did not become president of the United States. But ladies and gentlemen, they impeached Donald Trump twice. The second time was to keep him out of the Oval Office. And there's people that still believe that Donald Trump would have stayed there till he died, being a dictator, and did not show no dictators ideology, or though he wasn't acting like a dictator. The president backwards Joe right now does. But ladies and gentlemen, and look, all Republicans say, look, let's do it and let's get all this evidence that James Comer and Jim Jordan says they have. And let's see. Let's see if it's true. And if it's true, Joe Biden should be impeached. But it's not going to happen. I already explained this on earlier episodes that the Democrat Party is not going to go ahead and remove Joe Biden. Or will they? I think it was last episode I brought that out. Will the Democrats say, listen, this is a chance that we can get Kamala Harris in there, or better yet, we can get Gavin Newsom to run in 2024. It could backfire on the Democrat Party or the Republican Party. I don't see Gavin Newsom electable in the country, but we'll have to see. A lot of people won't look at Gavin Newsom's policies. They'll look at his slick back hair and his great smile, and they're gonna say, "Yeah, we want him for president. He got straight teeth, not like the orange man." We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's just. Also, this week in Washington, it was a very busy week in Washington, ladies and gentlemen. We had some visitors. Well, one that only comes and visit us when he needs money. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So $108 billion aid package is sitting in Congress right now. And it's supposed to be aid for Israel and for Ukraine. And there also is supposed to be some stuff in there for the United States military, which our defense package passed. I think $868 billion for the year. Whew. I only wish I had that money. Anyway, but they had this aid package, and it was $108 billion, I think. And Ukraine is in the document. Ukraine is supposed to get $61 billion of it. While Israel, I believe, is only supposed to get $14 billion, which Israel gets the raw end of the deal. Now, some people might say, well, bigger country, small country, different. No, that if you're going to send an aid package to two countries that are supposed to be your allies, hey, look, you get this, you get this. Let's get them about the same equal. Let's get about the same equal amount. But in this aid package, and I brought it up on an earlier episode, it gives more money than anybody else to Ukraine. Now the Republicans, to their credit and to Mike Johnson, are stonewalling. They say, look, we're not going to pass any package until you do something about the southern border. Because this is what the Republican Party believes, and I agree with them on this. You want to stop the people crossing over their borders, but you don't want to stop people from crossing over our borders. Let's get our house in order before we help anybody else. And it has stalled. Now Zelensky has come a-calling. Because the best analogy I could think of Zelensky, he's like that he's like that relative that you never see until he wants to get into your pocketbook. Or he's that relative, like you say, you never see, and he comes and says, bruh, man, I got this great idea. I'm going to open up this business. And it's been everybody else that opened a business like that has flopped. Oh, no, but I'm going to do it different. You should invest. You should give me God knows how much money. You give them money for it, and the business starts flopping, and you're like, hey, I want my investment back. Yeah, but man, it's going to grow. You should invest more money. And you give them more money. I'm trying not to get people mad, but the only ones that is dumb in that situation is the one giving the money to the person that's failing the business or isn't doing nothing with it. And that's what America's doing with Ukraine. I hate to tell all the people that are supporting Ukraine. Look, I support Ukraine's effort to fight Putin. They should defend themselves. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a losing battle. First off, you're not hearing nothing about Ukraine and Russia no more on the news. You're not. Now, you have more talks about Israel and the media condemning Israel because they don't want to have a ceasefire. They kind of forgot the last ceasefire that Israel was abiding by was broken by Hamas because they shot rockets to Israel forces on a ceasefire. You won't hear the media talk about that, though. You won't hear the media talk about how Hamas is still holding hostages and they have found some that are not alive no more. But Israel's bad. That's in the media. But you're not hearing nothing about the Ukraine war. You're not hearing nothing about the Russia's advancing. You're not hearing nothing. But you have it. You have Zelensky coming to America, making a special trip, and telling Mike Johnson, Chuck Schumer, and the president of the United States, backwards Joe, we need the 61 million. If we don't get this 61 million, we're going to lose the war. What happened to all the equipment we sent them? What happened to all the money that we went ahead and gave them for this war? We spent it all on yachts. I mean, tanks. I heard one TikToker say that the other day. They did something where Zelensky, they voiced over Zelensky, and he said, we need more money to buy me a yacht. I mean, tanks. The president of Ukraine is riding around in a yacht. Just think about that. And he comes in here like in a military outfit to make people think like I'm on the front lines with my soldiers while he's sitting down in a bunker somewhere. Look, I look at both sides of it. We should help Ukraine. But by golly, how much billions we sent them? And look, I got a question. Why did I go into Germany? Why did I go into the UK? Why did I go nowhere else to every other country that said, we support Ukraine? Because, ladies and gentlemen, other countries are getting to the point where they're saying, look, this is a losing battle. Ukraine has not defeated Russia. Russia has no sign of stopping. They're still advancing into Ukraine. And, ladies and gentlemen, the only idiots that Zelensky can get money from is the United States of America. And Biden, I don't know what Zelensky got on Biden, but every time Biden starts asking for money, you see Zelensky come, where's my money? Where's my money? America should not have to, they should not have to fund a war that we're not part of. Now, Biden has made claims that if we don't send money, there's going to be boots in Russia. So now he's saying, well, we're going to have our military personnel in Russia. You have Chuck Schumer, and I thought this was so funny. I was supposed to find the clip to put on the show for y'all to hear. Made a statement. And he said, if we don't win against Russia, the world's going to suffer. I'm saying, we're not fighting Russia. This flag right here is not flying in Ukraine. The Ukrainian flag is flying in Ukraine, and they're fighting Russia. But if we don't fund Ukraine, we gonna lose the war? Who's we? Not America. But you have the president, y'all don't give us money, we're gonna put our men and women in harm's way. You don't have to. And look, I'm like I said, I want to make it clear. Okay? I'm not against America aiding other countries to help them in the wars. Because we got to look at America's interests too. Okay, I understand that. But ladies and gentlemen, you don't see Benjamin Netanyahu coming here and saying, we're going to go ahead and we need money. On the contrary, listen to here. Biden warned Israel, if y'all keep advancing, y'all going to lose all y'all money. Benjamin Netanyahu said, take it. We will fight without your money. Think about that. You have a president or you have a prime minister that's fighting a war with Hamas. And when the president of the United States, now on a different note, this is our known ally. We've been allies. We have treaties with Israel. They are our allies. We should give them money. Excuse me. They're our allies. And you have the president threatening and telling them, you're going to lose money if you keep advancing into Gaza. And Benjamin Netanyahu is saying, stop the money. We don't need it. On the other hand, you have Zelensky coming to America, please give us money, please. ladies and gentlemen, now Ukraine is not our ally. We believe in the same way. It's a lot in the same way, but ladies and gentlemen, come on. But you have the president, and you have the president, the Senate president, not Senate president, Senate majority leader, telling Americans that we're gonna have boots on the ground and that we need to go and finish this war. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to finish this war. And look, I'm gonna end on this note. Mike Johnson is doing right. Mike Johnson said, "No, we're not gonna fund this war. If you want money, you're gonna have to seal up that southern border." Now, will Biden do that? Oh no, not that. Biden won't do that. That man, not that. I don't want. I can hear Biden. Oh no. We need votes. We need votes. And ladies and gentlemen, it's just. I don't understand how in America we're going to fund a whole war that we're not even involved in, and have a president of a foreign nation go and beg for money. In my opinion, we need to stop funding this war. And Mike Johnson needs to tell him we're not sending no aid. The only reason Mike Johnson is considering is because the aid to Israel, which we have done some work. We have sent them some money, but we haven't even sent them a whole aid package yet. We send billions to Ukraine, and they want more. It is sad that America's, your taxpayers, you taxpayers got to pay for the Ukrainian war. It's sad, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, we'll be back for our third segment, so please stay tuned. How you doing, everyone? Isaac Hayes here. In America, hair loss is a problem for most adults. 60% of men will have to deal with hair loss by the age of 50, and 50% of women will experience hair loss in their lifetime. Now, some people may not worry about the receding hairline, but if you are, I want to tell you about HairClub. HairClub has 40 plus years dedicated to restoring hair and rebuilding confidence. They have over 650 expert consultants and 120 locations across America to help you on your journey to stop your hair loss. If you would like to see what HairClub can do for you, go to the description of this episode and hit the link to their website and schedule an appointment with one of their consultants to get you what you need to restore your hair. Remember to use the promo code BGSmedia10 at the checkout to get 10% off the price.
You're my peace of mind when this old world seems to get me down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third and final segment of the Cajun Conservative Show today. I want to jump through a couple of stories in this last segment, and I think I got a doozy for the last one. Well, you know what? I'm going to start off with that one because I was going to go ahead and start with that, but I don't. This is a big story, don't get me wrong, but nobody asked me for it, but I think I should give my opinion on the Harvard president not resigning. Now, this comes on the heels of her appearing in front of Congress with a few other presidents of the universities, and it was asked by several lawmakers for them to condemn anti-Semitic activity on their campuses. And they were on the fence, I guess you could say, because they were trying to say, well, it's free speech, and that you could go ahead and say certain things like that and be protected under the Constitution and whatnot. And ladies and gentlemen, there was this floor. Now on a point like this, and look, I do not agree with their statements on anti-Semitic speeches. But we have a First Amendment for a reason, and I am for the First Amendment. Look, two of my good friends talked about this on their latest live stream on Rumble. Mike Calderese and Michael Schwartz, Dr. Michael Schwartz, the writer of Fauci's Fiction. They talked about this, and ladies and gentlemen, Calderese, who is a good friend to the show, we had him on the show already. he made a good point. You do have the freedom to say whatever you want. Now, the action upon that freedom, that's when it becomes a crime, or action upon your speech. You could believe, and look, that, I know I might get some flack back for this, but ladies and gentlemen, you can believe what you want to believe. We have a First Amendment right that you have the freedom of speech, you have the freedom to believe a certain way, to act upon that's a whole different story. But ladies and gentlemen, for these college professors that are presidents should know better. They were basically in these testimonies were condoning what was happening on these campuses. And what is happening on these campuses? Well, as I said, there's a difference to say, hey, we don't like the Jewish people, and locking them up in a library. That's two different total scenarios. And what people were doing, they were saying, we're going to hurt the Jewish people, and they were acting upon that. And I think, and they were saying they were going to do some violent stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, there is battery, there's threats, there is some things that you do not say as well, okay? But these people were trying to, in the area of saying, well, hold on, that's free speech. And the Congress has condemned their comments and said, look, that wasn't right. Now, since that, there's been a lot of pushback from the Jewish community, and this Harvard president was the only one that did not resign. And ladies and gentlemen, people are still calling for her resignation. All the rest of them, they have resigned. A lot of them have resigned. And ladies and gentlemen, what they should have said was, look, they have the right to speak that way, but we condemn it. As a university, we do not agree with those statements. But they were basically trying, in my opinion, and what I heard, what was going on, they were basically trying to justify what the people were doing. And look, that's a simple question. Look, congressmen, congresswomen, they can say whatever they want, but we as a university do not condone it. We don't think they should say that. We don't know. They were trying. Well, they have the right to, and they're trying to defend the pro-Hamas protesters, or the pro-Hamas. I'm trying to think of that word, and I can't think of it right now. Antagonistics, I guess you could say. I hope I said it right. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what they were trying to justify that. I think that's what made people mad. It's not that they say, hey, look, they have a right to say that. It was, they have a right to say it, and let's justify why they have the right to say it, and so we don't get flagged by them, or get mud thrown from them to us. And ladies and gentlemen, they should have just said, look, we condemn the language that they're saying. But like now, there's people that are calling for this lady to resign. Will she resign? No, because you know what's going to happen? They're going to go ahead and cover this for 1 or 2 days. Even us in the conservative media, we're going to cover it for a little while. Then we're going to put it in the back burner. And guess what? Nobody's going to remember what she said. Unless she runs for office, and a Republican that is smart would throw it up on the screen. But that's what's going on with that. Do I think she should get fired? Look, if she believes that way, and this is the dangers of it. She believes what she said on Capitol Hill, and she goes ahead and looks at students differently because of their race or their gender. She needs to step down because she's biased. But ladies and gentlemen, you also got to realize, dude, this is a liberal university. Probably all the staff believes that way. All the professors and all, because ladies and gentlemen, go to a university if you're a professor and say, I'm a Christian. I gave my life to the Lord last night. You're going to see the demons manifest in there. Because all universities are, and I'm talking about secular universities, big universities, Harvard, Yale, any university you could talk about. Even the one I'm wearing on my shirt. I love their football team. I love UL. I'm not an alum there, but I like UL. But even UL pushes left-leaning agenda or propagandas. And ladies and gentlemen, it's sad we live in a world like that. And look, this is one reason. And look, my kids are way too young to think about college yet. I don't want to see the college bill when they get to age 18. Oh, Lord. He thought it was high. Now it probably cost me an arm and a leg and a head. But if my sons want to go to college, I would tell them to find a good Bible college. You know, I'm gonna use an example, and look, they have not paid. I'm just good friends with President Gabriel Swaggart over there at JSBC, Jimmy Swaggart Bible College. Well, that's a Bible college. Nobody's starting to do academics there. They're starting to where you could do classes and pick up a trade while you're there at the school. Liberty University, like I said, they have not paid no ads or anything. You have good schools out there, ladies and gentlemen, that you can send your kids to that are not going to cost you an arm and a leg, and they're going to teach your kids right. But these colleges, universities like Yale and Harvard, unfortunately they have a left-leaning ideology, and the Jews are bad and Christians are bad. That's what they're. And look, some of these people don't even know they believe that until something like this happens. And it's sad. So Supreme Court, Trump must, Special Counsel Jack Smith calls on Supreme Court of the United States to rule on Trump immunity. I can't talk today. Immunity claims. What this is, Jack Smith is trying to rule that Donald Trump, what he did on January 6th was wrong. Him calling into question the 2020 election was wrong. Donald Trump saying, look, I was the president of the United States, and I thought that this was a threat to the country. I was trying to fix it. And now Donald Trump has been saying he has immunity because he was the president of the United States. And since that has happened, this whole trial and stuff, Jack Smith asked the Supreme Court, hey, can you rule on this so we can figure out what's going on? Because you see, if Donald Trump has immunity, Jack Smith should pack up he needs to tell Biden, stop paying me, stop sending the check, let's close the door, it's done. His case in New York, I believe, is on pause now because the same thing. It is immunity. If he had immunity, he had the right to do it. Ladies, so the Supreme Court has agreed to hear this, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot wait to see what the Supreme Court says, because me and another colleague, somebody that, that's a real good friend of mine, was talking about this, and we, this is a good conversation to have. Did Donald Trump have immunity to do what he did, like to call into question the 2020 election? Now, there's people on here that would say, well, yeah, he had the right. He had immunity. He was the president. And there's others, no, he can't. He defied democracy and all that. We're going to hear from the highest court. Now, supposedly, these 9 individuals are scholars on the Constitution. They're supposed to tell us what the Constitution says or how the Constitution is interpreted in this situation. We're going to have to see. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what was the count to hear the case, but I really want to hear this. I'm going to be interested in this case, and I don't know how long the Supreme Court is going to take to hear all this and make a ruling. But, there's a possibility we'll go into Trump's favor. And we're going to have to see. Now, will this stop them from going after him on some other trumped up claim? No pun intended. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that out of all the things Jack Smith did, hey, Jack Smith needs to do it. Look, he's saying he has immunity. Jack Smith had to have something happen to where he said, look, let's just get the Supreme Court involved. Now, I don't agree with Jack Smith. I think Jack Smith is pulling a lot of strings to put Donald Trump in prison. But if the Supreme Court comes back and says, yeah, he had full immunity, y'all need to let him go, guess what? Almost all the indictments go away. And that would be even including the one in Georgia, if you think about it. And then Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani might be able to get out of the mess they're in as well, because they worked for President Donald Trump. We will have to see. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but that's what's going on with that. Donald Trump's legal battles. Oh, let me go ahead and pull one right here. We save that for later if it's been confirmed. I can't confirm a story. I have a story that I heard, and I just want to make sure it's true before I even bring it up on here. And see, I don't do like the media. I don't do like the left-wing media that gets a story about Russian collusion and they run with it and 3 years, 4 years down the line, it's like, it wasn't true. Not even. And it's been 3-4 years since it's happened, but 2 years down the line, it wasn't. Trump didn't collude with Russia. But it's still going on with it. All right. I found this was interesting. This is from Politico. New York top court orders new House district lines. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, I'm going to read the top line of this article, and I want to see if you catch what I heard when I read this article. New York's top court is giving Democrats another shot at drawing congressional lines in 2024, smoothing the path for pickups for the party in a state where they unperformed in 2022 and help hand House control to Republicans. Ladies and gentlemen, did you catch what I said right there? New York's top court is giving Democrats another shot at drawing congressional lines. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't that illegal? Now, what am I bringing out right here? Well, it was a 4-3 decision. The Court of Appeals on Thursday ordered a bipartisan committee to deadlock. So what happened was Democrats in New York drew congressional lines, and it hurt them. I guess they thought it would help them, but it hurt them in more ways than they thought. Now the courts are giving them an opportunity to redo it, and they're going, oh, this is great. This is great. We can draw the congressional lines to make Democrats win elections. Ladies and gentlemen, Louisiana and Alabama. Now, Alabama's case went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said what they did was wrong, which now Governor-elect Landry is going to have to go into a special session so they can redraw the congressional lines for the upcoming, not this election, not 2024, but for the upcoming election after that. Why? Because there was somebody that sued Louisiana and sued Alabama and said they should have been another minority district. And the Republicans are like, no, we're just going to go ahead and draw the districts that benefits us. And guess what? They lost because the judge said that is against the law. It's discriminating against minorities and all. It was all kind of it was all a big poo. It was all just a cluster. Now the Democrats condemn Republicans. Y'all taking away from minorities. Y'all not giving Democrats a shot. Y'all not. They criticized the Republican Party in Louisiana and in Alabama because they drew the lines that the Democrats did not like. So it like I said, and this is from the Supreme Court. This is from other. I think the Louisiana case is still pending, but the way that it sounded like they have to go into a special session. So what you have, and like I said, this is why I picked this story, ladies and gentlemen, because when I write a note under my story, I know I need to talk about this. So why is it okay for Democrats to draw congressional lines that favors them, but Republicans do it? They have to take it to the Supreme Court. Because look how the article said. And look, it's like Politico was happy this was happening. I'm going to read it again, and you're probably going to catch it. New York top court is giving Democrats another shot at drawing congressional lines in 2024, smoothing the path for pickups for the party in the state where they underperformed in 2022, and they help hand House control to Republicans. The Democrats messed up. It benefited Republicans. Now they want another shot, and the court is giving it to them. More Republicans were elected in New York than almost any other time. But now the New York's top court, the Supreme Court of New York, is giving them another shot to change the congressional lines. Why? Because it don't benefit the Democrats. If this benefit the Democrats, there would be no lawsuit. The Supreme Court of New York would say, "Hey, no foul. We keep electing our Democrats." But now that the party is messed up in New York and more Republicans are getting elected, all of a sudden it's time to change the congressional lines only 2 years, 3 years after they did it. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is this is wrong. The court should have never done this, but they did. And it's funny how it's funny how it all played out. A Democrat-controlled Supreme Court, a Democrat-controlled House legislation, a Democrat-controlled governor. Ladies and gentlemen, I just don't understand. Look, American. Look, I don't know if you the audience heard about this. We have a country where Democrats can draw congressional lines to where it fits them, so they can have control of their state as for the U.S. Congress. When Republicans do it, like in Louisiana and in Alabama, they sue, they fight until they get their way. And ladies and gentlemen, I wish Republicans had the fight. I hope this goes to the Supreme Court. I hope this goes to a decision at the Supreme Court, and they look at it and say, no, you did right. You'll leave it alone. But the point I'm trying to make is Democrats can go ahead and change rules. Democrats can go ahead and fix congressional maps the way they want to get fixed, and nobody complains. Republicans do it, they fight Republicans tooth and nail. Because, ladies and gentlemen, and look, this is why Republicans don't fight, and they need to start fighting on that. Republicans believe if you lose, hey, y'all in control, y'all get to do what you want. We're going to fight y'all on the major stuff, but stuff like this, hey. Democrats, however, oh no, they lose, it's a hi, and they act like big babies. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is hypocrisy at its finest. Because you have Republicans, you have Democrats that will go ahead and fight tooth and nail to get one little minority district in the state of Louisiana. And Republicans they don't do nothing. Democrats can go ahead and change whole congressional maps. They can have a whole court tell them, hey, look, y'all have the right to do it. Go do it. And they're going to do it. Look, New York it's going to be hard for a Republican to win. It's already hard for a Republican to win. But it's even going to be harder now because the Democrats can say we're not making that same mistake again. But I promise you, they won't. They're not going to go ahead. If this goes to the Supreme Court, I will be surprised. And ladies and gentlemen, this shows hypocrisy at its finest. And it's sad. With that being said, that's going to wrap up the show today. If this was your first time listening, I hope you hit the subscribe button and the follow button, depending on the platform you're listening on. If you're on YouTube, hit the bell. Bell is very important. It tells you when we go, our next episode goes up. Again, I apologize for being late on this episode. Remember that Jesus Christ is King. He's coming back and he's coming soon. So don't be faint of heart because Jesus has overcome the world. If you know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, you can always reach out to me at the Cajun Conservative Show, WordPress.com, and I'll tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven home. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. You have a good one. Love y'all guys.
And he is the